Honestly, being here, what's been a difference for me is the people. I mean, a lot of people talk about the relationships and the trust that you build amongst the team and the tradition and culture that's here at the school. I think that's been the biggest thing and the biggest difference for me. Just continuing to create those connections and relationships with people outside of football.
Jay Stedman here for Flag Family Media. I'm with running back TaMerik Williams. TaMerik, you're one of the two senior running backs. You've been at least nominated or put on a list, a watch list for awards. What does that mean to be recognized before the season even starts, to be on the watch list of potential big-time running backs this year at the FCS level?
Honestly, for me, man, it's really a blessing, man. I'm honored to be on the list, man. Obviously, I would love to win those awards, so, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure not only I'm successful, but my team's successful as well.
When you look at your role on this team, obviously you got TK Marshall here as well. We just talked with Barika Penu, who's coming off a really good high school career, trying to get some playing time. How do you keep those guys behind you and try and get out there and get the majority of the carries?
Man, honestly, for me, I'm the exact opposite, man. So, like, if I'm not on the field, man, I'm always cheering those guys on, man. I want to give those guys an opportunity to be able to get some carries whenever I'm not in there, because I can't do it alone, I mean, everybody knows, man, it takes more than just one running back to be able to carry the load, man. So I look forward to sharing that with those guys this season.
When we look at the running back room, I mean, to me, you've got yourself, TK, Barika are the real ones that kind of stand out, that look like they're going to get a lot of the playing time. In past years, it seems like you've had a half a dozen guys that can tote the rock here at NDSU. So does it feel like the running back room is a little bit smaller this year, or is it just kind of the ones that we're expecting to be out there are kind of get more of the press as we get ready for the season?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's more of what you said, man. I mean, I feel like it's not really that the running back room is smaller, but I mean, y'all pretty much seeing the bulk of the guys that's going to get the carries. It'll be me, TK Marshall, Barika Kimpu, and Owen Johnson. It'll be us four in there rolling in and rolling out. So.
What have you been working on this offseason? I know you had some injuries last year, so obviously you're 100% healthy. But what else did you work on this past offseason to try and improve upon for this season?
Mostly for me, man, I'm continued to work on my hands. I don't think everybody knows that I have a good pair of hands. I am great with the ball in my hands, and I'm great with catching the ball out the backfield. So honestly, that's really what I've been working on the most. After practice, I always get with either Cam or Cole Payton, have them throw a couple passes to me here and there, just to help keep my hands sharp. So.
When you look back at your career, you started at SMU and you came here. What are the kind of the bigger differences coming from an SMU to a place like NDSU when you kind of compare and contrast the football programs?
For me, man, SMU was a great program, man. It's embedded right in the middle of Dallas, man. But honestly, being here, what's been a difference for me is the people. I mean, a lot of people talk about the relationships and the trust that you build amongst the team and the tradition and culture that's here at the school. I think that's been the biggest thing and the biggest difference for me. Just continuing to create those connections and relationships with people outside of football. That's been the biggest thing.
I talked with Barika a little bit as well, and Hunter Brosio, a couple of your running backs, teammates there. You've got a lot of talent and depth in the wide receiver room this year. Do you think that this is an opportunity to not necessarily get away from what is NDSU football? And in my opinion, that's always been like power football, run the ball, right? Do you think this is an opportunity for NDSU to kind of maybe spread things out a little bit more with as much talent as you guys have in that wide receiver room?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a lot of guys that are very talented in the wide receiver room. We have a lot of guys that can get open, and I think that would be the biggest thing for us this season. Because, I mean, we can run the ball. We've always known that we can run the ball. NDSU has been known for powerhouse football. But I think it's also really good to be able to be very balanced and have guys that can get open and make plays with the ball in their hands, for sure.
Do you think the key to this offense this year, because there's always those splash plays, those big plays that can be made at any point in time by any number of the running backs and wide receivers that you have on that roster, but is it all coming down to consistency and getting consistent play at each of the positions, whether it be offensive line, fullback, tailback, wide receiver, etc.?
Yes, sir, absolutely, man. Consistency is what's gonna make the offense go, especially when we get into late into the season. We play those harder games. Consistency is what's going to be the difference maker for us winning.
Obviously, and I've said this to everybody, I've asked this to everybody. It's a tough question. It's not a pleasant question, but the season didn't end the way you guys wanted to down in Frisco. It's the first time it's happened in forever. How much of that game last year is a motivating factor for you guys, or the motivation is going to be there just based on iron sharpening iron in this program?
I think the motivation is going to be there because we didn't finish the season how we wanted to finish it last year. I kind of look at it like our revenge tour in a way. But obviously, we know as a program we want to take care of the smaller championships first. So we want to win the Valley first, and then focus on the big championship then.
You get to start off the season against Eastern Washington, a notable program, at least at the FCS level. They've been down a little bit these last couple of years, but you get to open up against them at US Bank Stadium. How cool is it going to be at US Bank Stadium to start off your season in an NFL stadium?
Man, that'll be really awesome, a really awesome experience. This will actually be my second time playing at an NFL stadium. A lot of people don't know this, but my junior and senior year in high school, I got to play at Reliance Stadium, Houston, Texas, so I got to play there in the playoffs both times. So it'll be exciting for sure, but it won't be new territory for me. I'll be familiar with it, so I'm excited.
That's awesome. TaMerik, I want to thank you for your time today, for talking with us about your upcoming season, and obviously best of luck on the watch list, best of luck on the field. Stay healthy, get out there, score some touchdowns, etc. We'll be watching you from afar. This has been Jay Stemman along with TaMerik Williams of NDSU Football for Flag Family Media.